So today's Friday, June 3rd, 2022. I just thought I'd start off this video with something interesting. So I found this plant flower here, and just look at this thing. Like, that's a crazy flower, man. Holy crap. Earlier today I saw a turtle. So that's really interesting. So, damn, these black flies are after me. This kind of tree here, I was destroying it while I was cutting it up today, because this is the one that fell on the motorhome and the truck. And it is incredibly weak. Even a thick branch like that can easily be broken by hand. And it's incredibly soft, like a saw goes through it like nothing. So wherever you have these trees here, it's probably best not to have them near anything that you don't want destroyed. So keep them away from anything you want to preserve. As you can see, it just broke off at the top there. It's more of the site of destruction. So I changed things around here a bit. So right now my main concern is this other tree here. It's as you can see, it's about to fall down as well. And it's being held up by these trees here. It's too dark in the day to do any more work. It's past 8 already, so we're not going to be doing any serious work anymore. But I think we'll be okay tomorrow. But I did rearrange the vehicles here, so that this motorhome, the new motorhome, is far back and far away from this tree here. And I put the truck in a position where if that thing does fall, I'm not leaving anything to chance. You know, weather seems okay. Weather seems fine, but it looks like I've had some really bad luck. So let's not leave any chance for bad luck. So if I put the truck in a position where if the tree falls, it'll hit the rails here, and these things are indestructible, so it won't do much damage. And I mean, it's already pretty damaged, so we're not living in the truck. So right now the motorhome is more important, and the Rambler. So my mission today was to clear out this area here. So I chopped and moved, chopped up all of these. I think it's going to be firewood now at this point. But I chopped all of these up and moved them here. They're pretty heavy when they're wet, especially when they're wet, yeah. And they were all over here. So yeah, I got my baby blue over here, and I think she's far away from the tree. Not very far, but at least the truck will protect her, if anything. And yeah, so these here are maple trees, so they're probably a lot stronger, I'd say. I haven't seen any maple trees fallen yet. So, and they're on higher ground and in these rocks here. So the main problem here that I have here, I believe, is soft soil. It's too soft, it's too soggy. It's swamp here. As you can see, there's water. So that's doesn't help at all for stability. So it's this tree here. I'll probably just break off a piece here just so you can see. So just look at that. It moved on me. Like that. How easy was that? Here, just look at that. Like, no effort at all. So I guess lesson learned. I'll have to move these cedar trees that I planted. That plant as well. And so it looks like I'm in the habit of getting copies of each vehicle. So these are the two motorhomes, and they're both Ford Econolines, Ford Econoline 350s. So they look exactly the same in front. Now the motorhome itself, so there's a car part and there's a motorhome. So Ford doesn't make the motorhome. My understanding, they just make the chassis, then it goes to Coachman or Jamboree Rally, and they make the motorhome, so to speak. So this is the 84, that's the 88, and so the good thing is this, it's the same engine, so I can use engine parts. I can have a spare engine, a spare transmission. I can use rims. But I didn't do that on purpose. It's just what was there. But I'm kind of glad I did, though. Now, it looks to me as if the Jamboree, yeah. So even though they're both the same height, I'll do a quick comparison here. Even though they're the same height up front, the Jamboree is actually the same height all the way back, pretty much a straight roof, whereas the Coachman actually had quite an incline, so it was a lot shorter inside. This one is a lot taller. But yeah, there we are. So again, my mission for the day was accomplished, which was to make space, safe haven here for the Rambler. I was going to move it all the way there, but I didn't want the door opening and hitting my precious baby blue. We cleaned up. I salvaged what I could from the wreck here. Piled up all the crap here. And it was a fairly good motorhome. Like, this would probably have been more expensive. They're all like this is oak. This is solid hardwood here. Yeah, not much left of it. Fortunately, my hot water tank is intact. Looks like it actually pushed through and broke the bottom of this thing instead of squashing it, getting squashed. That was the shitter. That was my shower. So there's the slope, the incline I was telling you guys about. So it's almost, I'd say about 30, maybe 25 centimeters. 25 centimeters. Or about a foot. So it wasn't very tall inside. I mean, well, you know what? Now it's probably even more inclined because of the disaster, but so maybe it wasn't that much. But it is now. So fortunately my clothes were mostly intact. So this here held up pretty well. That there wasn't affected. So at least I still have my clothes. So I chopped this tree up as well. Well, it was going all the way through the middle here, so I chopped this part up as well. And just got that cleared out of the way. Mainly because I wanted to get inside and save what I could and get the truck released as well. That used to be my ukulele there. And that also came from over there. So I spent the whole of yesterday, well, most of yesterday. I had to stop work for a couple of hours, but I spent today. I actually stopped to skinny dipping in the lake. Well, not full skinny dipping, but I did go swimming in the lake, which was very nice and refreshing. I might do a video of that when I can, because I'm pretty much all by myself here now. But so it's hard to get videos of myself doing stuff. I was actually high up on the tree when it was there. But yeah, let's just, I'm just going to hope that this tree doesn't fall today. And also that I have a nice non-rainy day tomorrow. Today was really hot. Pretty good day. But yeah, my priority is bringing this tree here down. Because it's not if it'll fall, it's just when it will fall. It's just waiting to happen. So, but everything is what used to be a forest. Like, it's pretty cleared out now. I'll probably give you an update on my financial situation, because it's funny how fast money can disappear. It's not funny, but I'm actually pretty calm, but I barely have enough money. Like, the money that I have now is pretty much for food. So I should have a check deposited, but it might take a few days, so I'll be a bit better in a few days, but I've got less than $1,000. But today I have $50. That's all I have. So what happened is I deposited a check through Picture. I took a picture of it and deposited online, but apparently it takes a few days for the funds are held for a few days. So that's a pain. And then I also had a problem with an e-transfer that didn't go through. Apparently it got blocked by security for some crazy reason. Apparently if people have 2 emails, then they can freeze your transfer. So I couldn't cancel it, and which means I had to wait, and I still waiting for days for me to get my own money back, which is not the best timing, shall we say that. So yeah, it was a hectic week, definitely a hectic 2 weeks. But as I was saying, a little while ago, I had $8,000. So I was doing pretty well. And then with this accident here, I had to spend $3,200. I paid $3,200 for the new motorhome, and then I had a few bills to pay, insurance, things to buy, like a big can of engine oil, which costs over $100, gear oil, which is again close to or over $100, truck parts for the dump truck that cost about $60, and then there's another part that's not here. I had to buy the hubcap. It's inside there for the other side, which is broken, and that costs $30. So there's another $100 that went away. Food, I spent another $200, and I had to pay for rent. Unfortunately, I hate saying that, but I never actually want to pay for rent. And that was kind of my life goal. And I mean, I guess I could still say I never paid for rent, just an emergency. Visit rent, shall we say that. But that cost me about $240. Um, there's other things that I can't remember. Gas, I had to pay for gas. Um, yeah, gas for the chainsaw, gas for the motorhome. It's a 2-hour drive here, so that used up a bit of gas. Big Ford 460 engine, V8. Yeah, uses up a bit of gas. Not incredibly much, but yeah, still. What else? I had to buy a new chain for the chainsaw because the old one, the last time I used it was to remove the tree stump. Wow, that was probably about 2 years ago. For where the container was going to go. And we were in a hurry and we had to get things done. And yes, I used the chainsaw to cut up the roots. So I did hit a few stones and dirt. So that neutralized the chain. Chain cost about $36. Mosquitoes. So yeah, there's just money just disappeared. It's just amazing. But I mean, it's just a matter of a few days, I would say, because then once the e-transfer comes back, and once the check is finally not out of hold or whatever you call it, I'll have a couple of thousand. So that's pretty good. But today I just have $50. That's all. And someone, but people do help me out. So there are a few people that really, really help me. My Irish family. But yeah, so, but I mean, I'm not worried. I'm not scared. I've definitely been through a lot worse. And, as long as I have this property here, I'm happy. Like, as long as and even if I lost all of this today, if I had the Rambler, I could sleep in the Rambler. And I'd be okay. I'd be all right. I don't have the nice thing about not having financial pressure. For me, that's worth more than money. Oftentimes, because there's people that earn a lot more money than I do, and honestly, I haven't earned. I haven't worked. I haven't worked at a paying job in months, maybe over a year, I would say. Not sure exactly how long, but it's been a long time. But there's people that work a regular 7 to 5 job, or more, maybe even 7 to 7, and they earn a lot more money than I do, but they spend a lot more money than I do. So with me having my own land, I really just spend money on food, a propane tank every 2 months, and it costs like $30, $40 to fill, $35 actually to be precise, to fill that propane tank. So really, and then I pay my car insurance. So I don't have a lot of. I really don't have a lot of money drainage, shall we say? Like money, I can hold money pretty well. But yeah, this month was something crazy. I never imagined I'd lose my home. Um, it's something that I never thought would happen to me. I've never prepared for it. So this was a very atypical month where I had a lot of expenses. I'd say maybe $5,000 in expenses. Usually it's no more than 200. So with the gas, with the propane, and by gas I mean gasoline. So propane, gasoline. My car insurance is about $130. So all that I usually spend maybe $300 a month. So really, I don't have like consider this like how long if you use $300 a month, and you've got $3,000, that's almost a whole year where you can just make no money at all and still have, if you have 3,000 saved up, that lasts me about 10 months. So I'm pretty economical, let's say. It's pretty efficient living here. But the thing is, a lot of people don't realize this, but I actually worked really hard today. Like, those things are extremely heavy, but I don't get paid for this, right? Um, so it's not that I don't work. It's I work for myself and for my own objectives, which is pretty rewarding. I still rather. There are hardships like this disaster that really set me back, but I'm back on my feet again, back on top in June. Um, so I definitely, absolutely rather do this than go back to a regular job. Definitely, 100%. Absolutely, no doubt about it. And I mean, I've got quite a lot of skills. If I have to get some more money, I'll go back to a normal job. But I do have to be here to prevent this tree from falling. So, and I need to get some more gravel uh, dumped here, and then hopefully get rid of that garbage, that huge pile of garbage, and this uh, trailer here. So, those are my priorities, and but life, it's just amazing how quickly life changes. Sometimes for the better, sometimes for the worst. And usually when it changes rapidly, usually it's for the worst for the most of us. But so that's my update here, and it really is good to have someone to support you when you're if you're ever thinking about doing something like this, because if you're not used to this and you don't have the required, you need a lot of skills and knowledge to start something like this, and not a lot of people have it. Not that I blame them, but it's the fact. So the transition period is the most difficult for sure. There comes a point when you just get used to doing things that it becomes a lot easier. So even like with the motorhome, like it took me, I don't know, maybe about a week to get everything figured out, how the gas works, how the gasoline works, the generator works, the propane, the batteries. I don't have a solar panel yet. That's something that I still would like to have get figured out. Charging a good electrical system, good electrical setup. I do have the 2 generators. That's really important. I had figured out a very good shower. So I did reach a point where I was having a normal life, just like at any other home. Still the same commodities. I had a microwave, I had a video game, I had a stove, I had an excellent shower. The best shower that I've seen, that I've ever used. Actually, I've never seen any house with a shower as good as mine. And then tragedy struck. But unfortunately, with this motorhome that I got now, it barely needs any work. It's almost new, even though it's from the 80s. It was very, very well looked after, very well kept. So that does make things easier. Whereas the other one was missing a door, and but it did come with a generator. This one doesn't have a generator, so at one point I'm gonna remove the generator from the Coachman, the destroyed motorhome, and put it on the new motorhome. So again, you know, this set me back at least a month. This tragedy here. Tragedy. Well, I'm doing okay. And I don't know if I could call it that, but this hurricane disaster here. Yeah. So at this point, there's actually a city nearby. They actually declared a state of emergency, and the city I drive through to get here. When the storm happened, it looked like a war zone. It's pretty scary, pretty unbelievable actually. But you know, it is what it is, you know, and that's life. So yeah, I'll call this in and call this a night, and I'll continue this diary tomorrow, or maybe the next day. I don't know. All right, bye for now.